For the first time in a long time, we don't really know anything about the next map that's coming in Zombies. What we do know is only the official things that have been said by Treyarch, which is really not that much. I like that we don't know anything. This is the perfect setup where we know very little and we just have to go figure it out. I prefer that. I have missed this feeling, and I felt this was a good time to throw my thoughts out about what I want to see in this map since we don't know much about it. So let's talk Totenreich. This is not going to be a long video at all. I just have some general thoughts and things I'm hoping for in the map, and maybe some people will agree. So these are some of my thoughts about what I want to see happen in this map. We know it is a large map, but I don't want it to be a large map in the way that Ashes is. I love Ashes, but it's large spaces due to much lesser used areas in the fog. I want this to actually be a large, expansive map that is well designed with fast travel systems to make it not feel quite as big. I'd also love a secret area or two that's used in the Easter egg. I'm a sucker for those, so put them in here and I'm going to be happy about it. On the enemies side of things, what I want is a fully new slate of enemies. I know they've talked about every map going forward having new enemies, but is that all encompassing, or is that just one category of the three across dog round types, special, and then elite enemies? Here, I would like to see new ones in all three categories, and not have an elite that is a bullet sponge that can do over half your health in the later rounds.
Seriously.
Wonder Weapons is always an interesting one. Black Ops 6 was overall not very good for the Wonder Weapon situation, which was surprising after Cold War went hog wild and had tons of great ones. Black Ops 7 so far has had an amazing weapon, a great weapon, and a mid one. It's gone down in that order too, which means they're slowly getting worse. They really need to turn that around, as wonder weapons are a huge part of what makes up most of the best maps. I really want to see a set of 4 fully new wonder weapons. We have not had that since Citadel, and before that was D Machine. Reckoning was a dual set, Shattered Veil was a trio consisting of 2 retreads and only 1 new one. All of Black Ops 7 has been a singular wonder weapon so far. This is the perfect time to pounce on it and drop a set of 4 brand new wonder weapons. If I were to throw just a weird idea out at the wall that maybe could work and they haven't done before, would be a set of 4 bolas, being elemental types of those. It would be especially interesting if those were utilized to hinder the elite of the map and slow them down to make it an easier kill, just like you would with a bola. That's my thought though. I mean, it doesn't really fit the style of this map, so maybe one of the future maps in this game could have that. This is more, ice hut fishing style. So I'm not really sure those things would go together. Maybe a fishing rod would be the weapon of choice. I don't know. I'm sure they could make that work if they wanted. Of course, the Easter egg is an important part of these maps nowadays, and I won't even pretend to know how to design one. What I do know is when I like or dislike one, it really influences my opinion on a map. Paradox Junction is helped a ton by a really fun Easter egg. I want to see steps in Totenreich that relate to the Group 935 experiments and that story. That will be huge if it helps push that story along. Outside of that, just make it fun, make it easily repeatable, but a little tough to solve so it can try rivaling the surprise in Paradox Junction's solve time. The boss fight is sort of shaping up to be an Origins robot, but this is purely speculation. I don't really know how to feel about this, to be honest. If the fight plays out like the endgame Origins robot fight does, then I'm likely going to be severely let down. That fight isn't very exciting. You're fighting a massive robot, but you lose that sense of scale when you're just inside the big robot instead of outside of it seeing the massive thing. They would need to completely do away with that and formulate a new form of fight against the robot to make it interesting to me. It's possible, it just requires a lot of work. Otherwise, it could be something else entirely, and I'd probably prefer that just in the concept itself. We've been getting used to seeing the boss inside the map or in teasers prior to the map releasing, and that was what we were expecting to happen in Paradox Junction, but they actually didn't go that way with the fight, which is good that we didn't know what the boss was beforehand. I hope that's the case here, and I do personally hope that it's not the Origins robot. I am sure that they could drop in all sorts of Group 935 machinations as the boss, and they could make it work. They could just come up with pretty much anything as long as they could say, Group 935 built this thing in Richtofen's universe. It just needs to be a better fight than the Dark Heart, because even though it was nice not knowing what the boss was before, that was a pretty sleeper fight, or it became grating when you get to the final phase. I just don't really like that design that much, especially in cursed mode, but I've already ranted about that before, so don't need to get into that today. This story here is interesting. I was much more invested and interested in the story heading into Paradox Junction. While I wonder where they go, I simply have trust issues due to the poor handling of the story over the last many years. I am excited that Group 935 has been directly mentioned. That is quite interesting and I want to know more. I also like Richtofen, so him getting this map to be seemingly more focused on his exploits is a good thing for me that I hope they expand on in an interesting way. I also just in general want them to actually push the overall Black Ops 7 story forward. It kind of feels like we're getting somewhere, but really this story has been taking place it has been taking place since Cold War, and it's just like it's nowhere, it's not going anywhere, so I need it to start moving somewhere so I can keep interested in it. Overall, though, I actually have high expectations for this map, which I haven't really been able to say much in the last few years at all. That excites me and it scares me. They need to introduce new things on this map, and those new things have to be fun. Which reminds me, what the hell is going on with the new perk situation? Is Widows ever coming? Is a different new perk coming? What is the deal? Great time to add another perk is right now, though. Anyway, I want to love Totenreich. So for the first time in years, I am opening myself up to hype and excitement. Please, Treyarch, do not bite me in the ass on this one. Deliver an amazing map. What are you hoping for in Totenreich? Are you glad that the leaks are quiet and we don't know what is going on in this map yet? What do you hope to see? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in the next one, which will hopefully be my return to the Darkest Shore if I can wrap that up. Deuces!